Okay, we'll be getting started in just a moment. I just like to check the health of the streams before I get started here. So if you're watching this on a replay, just scoot forward until you see the first person view of my cockpit. Okay, hopefully this is now working. I'm just checking really quickly. You might hear a bit of an echo. Okay. And seems like we're good. So, um, here we are in deep space. View of the Milky Way here. And I am about to try to participate in this community goal, which is almost about to end. I was going to try to get it earlier, but I got stuck in my past few missions, as you know, in the Pleiades Nebula. And then when I was about ready to finish up what I needed to do there, I got caught in a lockdown of several systems. So it took me a while, but I'm finally out, and I should be about a jump from a location that I've heard that there's some alien activity. And as you see here, it says that the Alliance is looking for unknown ship signatures, unknown organic circuitry, and unknown technology components. And then you have to bring it to the system called Kaushpus. And it's already up to almost up to tier 7. And so that means that the rewards are already quite good, even just for participation. So it's worth giving it a try, I think, even if I won't have time to do much here. And I haven't had a chance to check out alien structures before, so this will be fun. First thing I need to do is plot a route, and I'm not far from the system that I've heard alien activity is in. It may be pretty busy. I'm not playing privately here. I'm playing in the Mobius group, so we may see some other human beings when we jump, and let's do that now. So,
cannot comply.
There we go. Hipparchus 18909.
Drive charging.
Okay, lots of objects in this system, and I need to figure out exactly where to go. So first thing I'm going to do is, so bear with me, I'm adjusting my volume. First thing I'm going to do is throttle back a bit so that I'm not just heading who knows where. And now I'm going to open the system map. And so this is the A star. That means this is A1, A2, A3, and A4. Now I've heard that this is at A4EA. So here's planet A4. This is moon A, B, C, D, E. And this moon has a moon. And it looks like that's going to be where I want to head. So, throttle back up. Now after this video we'll do one on exploration, because I'll be taking a fairly remote route to see the engineer Felicity Farseer, and when I do so I'll be in a lot of systems that I can scan and get information on, and I'll show you how that works. But you already saw me do a scan of the system. That was this followed by a honking noise. It's not going to do anything now because I've already scanned. But when I get close enough to this planet, you'll see my scanner start to work. We hit 7 seconds ETA, so I cut my throttle to 75% to let me... This is a small moon, so I have to get very close before I start to scan it. Very close. I would have expected. There we go. We're scanning finally. I'm pulling way back on the throttle just because I want to finish scanning it. Okay. So now I have a distance, and I don't know exactly where on the planet is the alien structure, but I've heard that there are some compass coordinates to take. That should get me there. But to find out, I first have to drop out. And get into orbital cruise distance. So I'm slowing way down and just letting myself, as soon as I get to the orbital cruise,
orbital flight engaged.
There we go. I'm going to slow way down, and I'm going to drop out of hyperspace. And the reason for this is that I just want to get my bearings. Now, I can see from, I've tilted like this so that it's against space. You can see my latitude and longitude there. I'm at a height of 263 kilometers. This is a 0.02 G world. As I said, it's very small, and that's good because higher G worlds are harder to work with. So I've heard that this structure is at 60 degrees of latitude and 150.5 of longitude. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out that if I am currently at minus 52.4478 degrees latitude and minus 139, that means that I need to get a bearing of 65 degrees. So bearing of 65 degrees is there. Okay. So now having this bearing, I'm going to be able to get back out into Super Cruise. And because I'm still pretty far away, I'm on the wrong hemisphere even. So I'm going to throttle up and engage Super Cruise. Of course, I'm going to have to
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
make sure that I watch. Oops. Trying to check my angle here. Okay, so I need to get to positive, the other hemisphere first of all. Oh, I just turned really badly, didn't I? That was dumb. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Again, looking for 60 degrees by 150 degrees. Still rather far away from both. I'm going to tilt over so that I can look at this planet a bit. Well, we're on the night side. Okay, I'm actually past where I want to be now, so alright. Alright, what I'm going to do now is point straight down so that I can get a good bearing, or rather I can point myself in whatever direction makes the most sense from this point. It's a little hard to read my current location, but it looks like that's minus 34.32. And is that 174? My goodness, that's hard. It's exactly the wrong color. Minus 174. Almost minus 175. So from here, I need a bearing of 71 degrees. So I'm just pointing up a bit so that I can find 71 degrees. There we go.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2,
very hard to keep pointing in a bearing. I may have already screwed it up again, but once again I am on the wrong side. I went all the way around this moon, and I don't want an orbital drop yet. So obviously if I can get to the right longitude, then I will be able to get there a bit easier. So I think at this point I'm just going to try to get to that 150-degree longitude. Looking for that 150-degree longitude, the middle number of the three. I'm not sure whether you can see it from space or not, so okay, we're at 150 degrees, so popping out again. And I'm going to need to be pointing at almost precisely towards the pole. Like that. Somewhere about like that. And I need to get over to 60 degrees of latitude. If I can keep right around 154. Just curious what I get. Below Super Cruise. Well, obviously that would take forever. So we are going to have to go back into Super Cruise.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Should be right ahead. Ooh, look at that. That is certainly a foreboding, isn't it? I've been told that weird things can happen if you fly directly over it in regular space. So I'm going to try not to do that. It's hard to get an idea of exactly how far away it is. Of course, it being nighttime doesn't help. I hope you can hear me over this music. It's quite a lot louder than the Elite music usually is. I've brought along 2 buggies, 2 SRVs, just because I honestly don't know what this is going to be like. This is my first time coming anywhere near a site like this.
Landing gear deployed.
there's the Pleiades Nebula up above. This sort of looks like an entrance here of some sort.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
So as I said, I have two SRBs. So, the first thing I'm going to do just seems like a prudent thing to do. Of course, my concern now is that since I can't tell the ship exactly where I want it to come back, I don't want it to land in the middle of the alien structure, but wow, look at that. Wow. That's really strange looking, isn't it? Looks like a clam or a squid. What's that? Just a rock? Is there something glowing over there? I think there is. definitely glowing. I feel a lot of emotions playing this game. Wonder and excitement. But I think this is the first time I felt so much foreboding. Look at that. It's a scavenger. Creepy red eyes. There's a bunch of them. It looks like it's coming towards me, doesn't it? I can't tell if they take an interest in me or not. Is it underground? Where is it? I can't see it. Oh, there it is.
Target destroyed.
Uh-oh. I don't understand the geometry here.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Well, I see that they're dropping materials as I shoot them. I said I wasn't going to shoot them, but
Target destroyed.
but I'm a human being. When I see aliens, I want to destroy them. So the organic circuitry is one of the sort of things
Target destroyed.
that I was supposed to try to pick up. Got it. This one is right up against that wall. It's not one of the things that they asked me to find, but now what were they looking at over here? Doesn't seem like I can get anything from these spots that they were picking at. Well, I guess I need to look for another glowing spot. First, I want to see where my ship good. Looks like it's landing almost right where I left it. Yeah, that's good. So, apparently the trick is to find another spot with these scavengers. And now that the ship is there, I can kind of orient myself. Okay. Oh, that's very strange looking, isn't it? Well, I think once again I'm going to take out my camera and try to see if I can look around this. There's my ship, which means the first area was right there in the center. That's the first area where those aliens were. And so maybe I have to go to the other side even. It's huge. So they were right here. And maybe if I continue around, I feel like I want to get a bit of distance though. Oof. Seems really easy to tumble off of a cliff. I'm looking for more of those flashes. Looks like legs. Whoa! Whoa! What just happened? Oh, I just went over. Oops. I see. I just went over a... I actually climbed onto... What? Whoa. I think that was a glitch. Oh my god. I'm up in the air. That seems frightening. I'm just hanging up in the air. Well, it's a good thing that I brought 2 SRVs, isn't it? Although this is such a low gravity planet that I should be able to get out of this without hurting myself. Okay, so getting my bearings. There's my ship again. Here's where that first set of aliens was. That's the Pleiades Nebula, which I've been using as a kind of North Star. Did I see a flash? Not sure. Well, this is there we go. That was weird. Oh my goodness. Is that supposed to happen? I'm on top of it. I can't see anything. I'm looking using the external cameras. Oh wow, it's a good thing I didn't keep pushing forward. Wow. Yeah. I'm just like up in the air. I think this has gotta be a glitch. There's no way that I did that on purpose. But I can't not take a picture, right? Especially with the nebula there behind me. That's crazy. Well, sorry, you lost the video there for a moment while I took a screenshot, but well, I'm lucky that this place such low gravity. So I think the lesson is don't go into those lakes, or whatever they are. That was thoroughly bizarre. Now this is how I got there, isn't it? I think I came this way, and I ended up on those lakes just by going under the first one. I don't know if that was a glitch, or if they really do grab you or teleport you. I don't know if you can tell from my voice how weirded out I am, but this game is usually so, I don't want to say normal, but it's usually so based around everyday physics with the addition of the frame shift drive, and that's pretty much it. Learn how the frame shift drive works, and otherwise physics works for you, but this is just such a strange experience. Okay, we've gotten a bit of distance, so time to take another look around. There's my ship, so I've been coming around this way. It's huge. It's really huge. That's where the scavengers were before. I guess I should head over there. Scrabbling a bit. It's lost in the mist. You can just barely see it over there. The ground is so uneven. I'm just generally pointing for that nebula over there to kind of keep my orientation. So that I know I'm heading in one direction. But thank goodness this gravity is so low here. Is that more? What is that? Sound effects are so strange. Unsettling.
Handbrake is on.
Well, I guess I gotta climb. Ooh. My image scanner shooting something. It's a scavenger.
Handbrake is on. Handbrake is on.
Are they on this side? Or the other side of this wall? Or even farther?
Handbrake is on.
I think it's... There they are. There's 4 of them. And I'm right there. So I have to head around. I have to head around here. To find a way in.
Handbrake is on.
Looks like I can get in through this gap here. Uh-oh.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Did you see what happened with my... Well, I need both of those.
Handbrake is on. Cargo suit deployed.
Okay, they're spread around a bit, so I'll get the one back there first. Well, if I can. Alright, so the unknown ship signature. Any more? Doesn't seem like it. So now, I think if I go back to where the first ones were, I think they may be back. Okay. I think my ship took off again because I got far enough away from it. Oh. Need to check my bearings again. So that's easy to remember, that arch. Maybe I can get to both of them from outside. Or I could follow this rim Was that my ship taking off? I just heard something that sounded like a ship. I'm gonna try coming around this lip here, or whatever it is. Fence? Bulwark? I just keep going until I get to the next break over there. Such strange noises coming from inside. That isn't inside. Alright, this looks familiar.
Handbrake is on.
There's those lake things, I think. Unless I've gotten hopelessly turned around. No, there's the two nebulae, and then there's the one I drove towards, which means that the spot that we found the first set should be near here, or is it way over there?
Handbrake is on.
Well, I'm just watching my scanner. It says there's something ahead. is so maze-like. It looks like a giant crab or... I just noticed the pitch indicator. I'm riding along the inside of a lip. This is up and down. Well, given that my fuel's at 50%, I want to find that first set again. Is that it? And then call my ship back. Is this the original spot I came in? I can't tell. They all look so much alike. So the one that I started looking at had a like an arch, and there was a stone under the arch. I don't see that here. Still, I think that is where I headed. Oh. Okay. Alright, this is definitely where I came in. There's that arch. Which means that the scavengers should be over here by that wall. Right? I mean, I had it ahead. There's the wall. There they are. So I just want to get close enough to be able to see them all. Which 100 meters seems to be about right.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Handbrake is on.
I'm not firing. I don't know why, but I'm not. What's, am I out of ammo? I am. No, I'm not.
Target destroyed.
I don't know why I wasn't able to fire.
Handbrake is on.
It's behind that hill. There we go. My
Target destroyed.
there we go. Okay, I think this controller is acting a little wonky on me, but Oh, I guess I didn't collect it in time. It's always the concern when you kill a bunch of things that drop a lot of stuff at once. They only last for so long. Alright. So, at this point I could switch to the other Scarab or just board this one. But, well, I don't remember how far away Couch Spruce is from here. The place that I have to deliver. So, this doesn't count as cargo. It's just put into your computer, so... So let's see how far the turn-in location is. Did I not save it? I apparently did not. But my keyboard did. Jumps. Well, I do want to be in. I don't want to not turn in anything at all. So and it looks like I have 6 or 9 of the signatures that they wanted. And then 12 of the unknown organic circuitry and 12 of the unknown technology components. So, well, I'm going to put a bookmark here.
Landing gear retracted.
I'm told that flying directly over the center is a dangerous thing to do. So, I'm going to avoid that. Notice how there's no signal. So to get back here, I just have to find this latitude and longitude again. Because I don't think I can... simply... Yeah, I can't put a bookmark on a spot and... Whoops. Did not mean to do that. I can't just put...
Frameshift drive charging.
So I'll have to just find this spot again by latitude and longitude.
1.
To get some distance from the world so that I can...
Frameshift drive charging.
So on long trips like this, what I like to do when I arrive is throttle down to 0. However, I just noticed there's another nearby star, which makes this a potentially dangerous place to stop. I need to watch my heat. Then I take a look at the system map while I'm scanning the primary star, and we can see that there are 3 stars. This is a trinary system, and the 3 stars are all there are. There's a signal source. Interested to see what it is. It must be on the other side of the on there. I don't ordinarily check out random... Well, no, it's behind me. Why was I not able to see it before? Anomaly detected. Well, it's a threat 4, so I'm not going to bother with it while I'm trying to get back to Cashpus, so I'm just going to scan the next one and head on.
Frameshift drive charging.
Once again, throttle down to 0. I need to fill up my fuel tank, so I'm going to tap the throttle forward as soon as the scoop. That was a mistake. I dropped out of... I hit the wrong button and I jumped out of Supercruise. That's fine. Just going to take a quick look at the system map here. This is a very compact system. The farthest object is 3,600 light seconds, or smaller than our inner system and the belt. So, since I inadvertently dropped here, I might as well target something and explore it, and then I can go into Supercruise and come back for the... this is probably the closest thing. So there will be a bunch of objects in my nav computer that are just belt asteroids. And if I look in my navigation, indeed, I think all of these are probably belt objects. Yep. So...
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
now I have...
Fuel scooping.
I have a cheat sheet that lets me know what type of worlds things are by the hologram there. I think that hologram means it's a high metal world, but I may be wrong. Here what I'm doing is I'm just approaching, and as soon as the scanner kicks off, or I get to 7 seconds, whichever is sooner, I drop throttle to 75%. And now I just keep pointing at it, and when the scanner kicks off, then I pull way back. And the reason for that is that I don't want to fall too far into its gravity well, because then I'll be kind of entangled with it. But on the other hand, I don't want to lose my own velocity by throttling back too much. It's a little bit of a balancing game you have to play. High metal content, as I said. And, oh, yes, of course, these are all belt objects again. That's an icy world, which is not worth very much, if I remember the hologram for that, so that's fine. I'm not going to... The point here is not to search and scan. The point is to get away from the sun and then come back and scoop it. Now, again, I can see that I'd use almost half of my tank if you look. The blue portion shows how much of the tank I'd use, so I do need to scoop. And what I'm going to do here is I want to brush its corona just to get a sense of how hot it's going to be. Now if you have the time to spare, you can just get to a point where the scoop starts going and cut your engines completely. I'll show you that.
Fuel scooping.
Okay. So I've now cut my end. Well, you can't stop moving in supercruise. You're always moving. But 30 kilometers per second is basically nothing at this scale. It's nearly nothing. And so what I had intended to do when I inadvertently dropped, just because I pressed the wrong button, was I was going to scan this sun while I took a look at the system map and scooped. And that might have taken a little while, but you know, it would let me scoop. But this rate of scooping is not good enough. I can do better. So I'm going to add the throttle just a little bit. Watch the fuel rate go up. And watch the heat rate go up. And once it gets to about 80%, I'm going to stop and so you heard those scary warnings, but those were warnings. Until you get to 110%, you don't actually take any damage. And so
Frameshift drive charging.
now I have no guarantee that I forgot to look at what class star that was a mistake. But I have no guarantee that every star along my route is going to be scoopable. So, because of that, this one is scoopable.
Fuel scooping.
So, here I'll show you what I meant to do. I'm going to walk, scan, $25 objects. I open the system map, And then I just take a quick look and see if there's anything that looks like, oh boy, I better scan that. This is an incredibly compact system for 3 stars. It's a binary system. I know you see 3 stars, but it's a binary system. This is the primary, and this is the barycenter between these 2 stars. So this is a binary system, and it's part of a binary system. And you see that there's some planets actually orbiting the barycenter. I always find those interesting. But the furthest out objects are all very close. This is a very interesting system. I'm tempted. So you can use headlook mode to lock items until you don't have a belt object anymore. There we go. So that's the closest non-belt object. It's right across this sun from me, which is fine because I want to. I might as well scoop, get a little closer so I scoop a little faster. I'll build up heat, but then I'll also be building up some speed, and then I can pull over. Such a compact system. I could probably do a lot of the scanning just sitting still. And again, that one's over there. This is like a TRAPPIST-1 kind of system. It's so small, but it has 3 suns. I can't help myself. I have to check it all out. And one right behind me. Get the throttle into the blue, and I have a little bit more maneuverability. Go. So sometimes you get unexplored things that are closer because the way that the nav computer works is that as it figures out the topology of the system, it starts displaying objects in hierarchical form, so that you get a planet and then its moons and then its moons and so on. And that gets sorted first, so that even though it's possible sometimes that you might be closer to a sub-object of some farther main object, if that makes sense. So you might be near the farthest moon of the second planet, but a moon of the third planet might be actually closer than the third planet itself, which can cause interesting artifacts. this is not a super efficient scanning that I'm doing right now. But I really didn't plan on... showing you this, so I didn't prepare. It's just a very interesting system. So as soon as I am done with the scan, I pull away so that I don't fall into the gravity well. And then I locate the next object, getting out of the ecliptic. That lets me also get a little look at it, so that it's not just data. Pretty. And then once I'm pointed at the next object, I throttle back up. Now, the distance to scan a body is based on its radius, and there's not a straightforward formula. There's some tables around, but most of these are going to be well under 100 light seconds because they were pretty small. Here we go. I slowed down yet more because I don't want to fall into the gravity well. And as soon as the scan is complete, I will throttle up a bit, go past it. I like to get a look at it. You never know when it's going to be a particularly pretty world. But I don't want to fall into its gravity well by getting too close. And they're so small. And then you just pick the next one. Well, you always have this trouble of belt objects. But you can usually tell belt objects in your nav computer because there's a cluster of them that are all more or less identically far away. These three are all belt objects. And now we're getting towards is this the last? Yeah, this is the last object of that primary star. So the distances will get a bit further now. Now, just to let you know, I could probably, well, not yet. Oh, okay. This is still the primary star. I'm sorry, I was a bit confused. Right. Okay, so I was at I'm actually heading all the way across the primary star's inner system. There goes the sun. I was at I was just at the almost farthest away star, and now I'm coming back in, and I'm going to do a loop of shame because I was not paying attention, trying to show you the topology. If that's alright. Such is life. My goodness, this is a tiny planet if I still haven't started scanning it. Oh, no. What happened? I have that. What? Did I must have selected... Oh, I see what I did. When I was trying to demonstrate something about the sun, I went and selected the thing I happened to be pointing at the moment, which was... Yeah, here we go. What I was trying to say when I was suddenly confused was that I'm going to head for the farthest out object of the primary. Obviously, that one that I just headed towards is not the farthest object of the primary. And that meant that I was basically heading all the way across this sun. You can't quite see it anymore. The primary's inner system. And that's always the danger. I mean, it's a bit of a traveling salesman problem. If you always, just because planets tend to have a sort of more or less exponential, not exponential, but the gaps between the planets get greater as you go farther out in general. You generally don't do too badly if you want to scan all of the objects in a system by choosing the nearest one, then choosing the nearest one, then choosing the nearest one, and so on and so forth until you've scanned them all. But that's not perfect, and it just takes time to work out. There's a signal source, but we're not worrying about those. I'm curious what it is. It's a threat 0. Given that it's a threat 0, it's probably something I can salvage. Salvage, that's a new word. Scavenge. Salvage or scavenge? Salvage. Scavenge. I made up a word. But I do need to be careful when I drop out here. I'm going to be looking at my radar. I'm going to go to 0, throttle immediately, because there is a lot of debris, as you say. Check my contacts. There's a beacon, so I can scan that.
Incoming message.
I'll probably be able to sell that. And there's a couple of materials. Now, it's too bad I don't have collection limpet anymore. There's 3 materials. Oh, no, it's the beacon is the other one.
Cargo scoop deployed.
So I just need to be careful of not hitting debris. And I am a bit, but it's just scratching. And now the other one. If you're going too fast, you'll destroy things like this, so you want to be careful about that. I'm not going fast though. I could do this much quicker, but I don't want to have to make 2 passes. Alright. Now, here's the question. I've now scanned all of the planets in this outer system. 6,000 light seconds. Also, which means that these three subsystems are all going to be in more or less opposite directions. So that's quite a lot of travel. Now I can't know what kinds of objects these are until I scan them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into my navigation tab and look at these objects. Now, there's no reason for me not to scan.
Cannot comply.
No.
Cargo scoop retracted.
There's no reason not for me to scan the stars, because those I can scan from quite far away.
Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
But besides the stars, I want to take a look at the holograms of the other objects and just get a sense of what they are. That's a rocky world, or icy world, not going to give me much. So that one I'm not interested in. Neither that one. That's the next star. So this star's objects I'm not interested in. So I'm just going, since it's closer than anything else, I'm just going to head towards it until I can start scanning it. Since it is a star, I should be able to scan it from a fair distance out. I'd be surprised if it was more than 2,000 light seconds or so. Very large stars you can scan from tens of light seconds out. There we go. I'm going ahead and cutting my throttle just because I don't want to even bother entering that system. Now I can scan the other companion star. And there are objects orbiting each, and there are objects orbiting both. And one of them may be closer than any of the, well, alright, that's a good world, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, that is a terraformable world. I should really have my cheat sheet open so that I'm not guessing here. But I think that's a terraformable world. since it has no atmosphere and I can land on it, it doesn't actually tell me, but I could go into the map and look. It's a high metal content world. So now I just want to, this one is obscured by the sun, so I want to get below the sun a bit. But I don't want to fall too far into its gravity well. Yeah, I think I'm getting objects from each star in turn here, being closer or farther as I'm making this kind of loopy course. That's the rocky icy world, which don't give you much use, worth valuable data. That's a good world for scanning. And that one may be one of the ones that orbit the barycenter. Yes, it's the innermost. So that means that it'll be planet BC1, I think is the nomenclature. So you see the strangeness of these orbital lines, and that's because we have 3 independent systems that are not independent, but we have three stable systems that all have their centers of gravity. They're the thing that they are orbiting inside the same inside their orbits. So it's like a it's like a celestial square dance or something, where they're all BC1, as I said. And that's a rocky ice world. I guess I forgot my holograms. I can skip these. These are all belt objects. That's the other star we already checked, and all of their objects were not. Great. Is this the same hologram we just were looking at? In which case, it will be another rocky, icy world, which I don't find very valuable. Be hard to tell. I got my cheat sheet up now. That should be a rocky, icy world, yes. So I'm now so close, though I might as well scan it. I mean, a Rocky Icy World will get you 1,000 credits. On average, whereas a high metal content world will get you 37,000 credits. Another. And another. And that's back to that planet, that star. Are those all? Yeah, those are all belt objects. That is a... That is a... What is that? That is a... Another Rocky Icy World. Belt objects. Rocky Icy. Well, that's too bad, because I really did think that the system map suggested that there were some interesting things at the edges. So now if I look at the map, you'll see that the ones we scan we can now look at. The ones we didn't scan will still stay unexplored. I was hoping for one of them to be a little bit more interesting, but oh well. Them's the breaks. Off to the next system. And I'm not going to make this a habit, since we still have 10 jumps left. Essentially, from now on, I'm going to try to stop only when I need fuel, which I already do, and when there's a large number of objects in the system. Okay. Is this not a... What type of star is this? I thought it was main sequence. In the... No, it's a T-Tauri star. T-Tauri stars are proto... I mean, they're past proto-stars, but they are stars. But, they're still very, very young, and 202 million years. So you can't scoop from them.
Frameshift drive charging.
This is a Class Y, which I also will not be able to scoop from. So basically I have to jump to a scoopable star next. Take a quick look at the system map. So few objects, I might as well see what they are, right? Well, I need to That is a icy body. Doesn't give me much in the way of scan value. Same and same. So now what I'm going to do is Thra Atius. Well, I need to be able to see it. I can't jump through a star. So, alright. Now I'm going to hit jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's a class K. I can scoop a K. So therefore I'm going to go through with this jump. But if that had said anything other than Star Class K, I would have canceled the jump and found another system. Because I need to fill up my tank now. All right, so this is a inhabited world, which shouldn't surprise me because it's named. But that means that I'm going into a gravity well with the possibility of pirates around, which is not ideal. For that reason, this type of scooping at 0 with all of these ships going around me, that doesn't make me feel very safe. So I'm going to do a skimming scoop instead. Because that way I've got a little velocity in case I need to get away from this gravity well. It's more fiddly. But in this case it's safer. Okay. As I start to get higher heat, I pull out a bit, and then I pulled out too much. So this takes practice, and it's been a couple of weeks since I've used a fuel scoop, so you want to watch. Okay. I'm at half a tank, which is sufficient. So I'll now just speed up and scoop a bit more as I'm heading away. And there we go. Now, the system here is inhabited, so I could also have stopped at this station, right? But it's a bit far out, so might as well keep along my way.
Frameshift drive charging.
Grabayeb. Wow. I said wow not because 24 is an especially large number. It's not, but it's a number that tends to be good. It tends to be a number that is tends to have quite a lot of good stuff around. But and some of these, so the pale gas giants are often pay quite well, but not what we're here for. I still want to make cash boosts before stopping for the night. So,
Fuel switch disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I just discovered that the YouTube chat, or my YouTube chat, crashed. So, Matt, I'm not sure what planet you talked about. If you meant the alien one way back when, or some, I think that's probably the only awesome planet we've looked at, but L classes are not scoopable, so once again, select the next next planet along the course.
Frameshift drive charging.
This is a Class M, so we can scoop it. And it's about time to do that again. 5 jumps left.
Fuel scooping.
I can get a little closer in. Increase my fuel scoop rate a bit. So since there aren't any contacts in this system, I'm not worried about just doing this the easy way and just kind of scooting into the star to increase my rate of turning, so that you can see increase my rate of fuel consumption, or fuel scooping, while not increasing my heat. This particular fuel scoop is rated for, I should be able to tell you exactly, Yeah, this fuel scoop is rated 176. And it's in kilograms per second. So and if I can get it to 176, well, no, I'm now overheating. That's okay. I have plenty of fuel. Actually, probably more than I needed. Next stop is Merding, which is
Frameshift drive charging.
Class F, also scoopable. Given that it's a named star, it's probably an inhabited one. Well, it's medium security, so yes, it's inhabited.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm not sure that I need to scoop any more, actually. I do want to get out of this star's gravity well before I go looking at, and the system map was not what I wanted to look at. Actually, I wanted to look at the galaxy map, but here we go. We'll see the system map. Wow, that's an interesting system. Look at that. It's a binary system consisting of a binary system and a trinary system, of which the trinaries are a star, a binary, and a barycenter between the binaries, between the two binaries. That is remarkable. That is remarkable. What is this star called then? It's not far. I'm just so curious as to what this star is called that I've got to go scan it. Just because I'm trying to guess what the nomenclature would be. I think it should be A, B, C. It's either ABC1 or ABCD1 or BC1. I'm not actually sure which. So I have to go just to find that out. Now that, from that hologram, I can tell you that that type of gas giant is that a class 3? I believe it's a class 3. Yeah, class 3 is not. So all gas giants pay about the same credits for scanning them, except for some reason class 2s, they give you much more, and I have no clue why that is. It just is. Alright, here we go. I don't want to get any nearer that subsystem there. All I want to see is this planet's name. ABCDE1. Wow, that's fantastic. and it is a Class 3 giant. Um, there's an outpost in the system, not far, but I don't need an outpost. I need to head along.
Frameshift drive charging.
F star, but we've only got 3 jumps, so when I get on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and get in scooping distance and check the galaxy map to see if I can make the rest of the trip with no more fuel stops. Ah, this is a well-known system, so nothing to discover. Altman Terminal, Bakewell Gateway. Oh, LHS 1944. I've been here before. Of course. But, again, not what I wanted. I wanted to check my galaxy map to see if I can make the rest of the journey without any more fuel. Oh crap, I didn't, now I can do it. I should be able to make it. 2 jumps. Tiansan, and from there, yes. That second jump is fairly small. But I know since neither line is dotted, that I can make it the rest of the way.
Cannot comply.
Oh, I turned exactly the wrong way.
Frameshift drive charging.
There we go. It's the problem when the hollow compass is on the edge. I guess it's actually the same problem as gimbal lock now that I think about it. You can't be exactly sure which turn is the correct one to get you there and which turn is the one that will take you 180 degrees to get there. Or 180 degrees maximum to get there.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
This seems like an interesting system, but
Frameshift drive charging.
we're off to our destination. Now, we're going to Neville Horizons.
3, 2, 1.
And we get that, congratulations, you've done it, music. Ooh, very close station. Ooh, very close station on the other side of the store.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
So it's been a while since I've approached a Coriolis, so could go through this again, but I'm making a loop of shame because I was just trying to discuss it rather than actually do it. That's fine though in this case because I did need to go around to find the slot, which you see now. So in order to get that slot as close to in front of me as I can, I'm basically just trying to turn so that when I address the station at 1 megameters, it will be at the front of the hologram like that. And that hopefully means that I will see the airlock in front of me, and I do.
Tango, Romeo, Echo. You're through to Starcom Flight Operations Department. Please comply with station protocols. Landing permitted. Adjust heading for approach to pad 18.
Feels like so long since I have landed at a landed in a Coriolis before. Most recently, it seems like a very long time. $18, I think, is in the back. Nope, midway, towards the back.
Landing gear deployed.
And we'll dock and that'll be it. We'll be done. So...
On deck, clear to offload. Glad you arrived safely, Commander.
The way this is supposed to work is to go to contacts, the science and research contact. There we go. No money, but that should have gotten us on the board. Didn't just get us on the board, got us in the top 75%. So we're guaranteed at least 7 million, and it looks, given there's no way it's not hitting tier 7s, if not tier 8, so that'll be 9 million. Or I think 75% is 9 million at tier 7. So, wow. One more trip would be probably get us summed up into the top 50%. I will show you the value of the cartographic data that we just got, but I will not be selling it. It's over 3 million. I'm not going to destroy my ship. I'm going to make it to Felicity Farseer with this data. I know I've been saying that for weeks, but I will. And now I will repair. nothing to restock, and I will leave the fuel as it is for now until I decide how I'm going to get back. So this community goal will end the day after tomorrow, or I guess at the downtime, which will be 7 a.m. Eastern time. So a day and a half or so, and maybe do this run one more time, and then it's off to Felicity Farseer. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.